Today, I will show you how to go from this to this. It's a lot, right? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nikki. So in today's video, I am going to show you my foundation routine, my full coverage foundation routine to have this kind of flawless base, yet the intense glow from within without being too cakey, without being too dewy, without being too matte, and get this flawless divine glow. So without any further delay, let's get started. But you guys know the drill. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell icon right here so you will be part of my family. And so let's dive into flawless base foundation routine class. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be So the first step, what I personally think is for a flawless base is what comes before you even touch your makeup, the skin prep. How good you are exfoliating your skin, how much you are moisturizing your skin, how much water you are drinking. No matter what kind of foundation you will use, nothing will look good on a patchy, flaky skin. So make sure your skin is well moisturized, well exfoliated and everything, right? So the first step, I am going to prime my skin, and it is not coming out yet, it came. I'm not going to talk about any products in this video. I'm just going to talk about the procedure and how to do each and every step to get that perfection in your base. Okay, so I actually use two primers. Your primer, should be according to your skin type, what problems you have. Like I always use two kind of primers, as I said. One near my T-zone because I have larger pores there, and one other which has a little bit of tackiness in it for the rest of my face. So whatever primer you use depends on you, whatever suits you best, but it's an important step to prep your skin before touching any makeup. Next step for a flawless base, step number 2 is color correcting your face, the problematic areas of face. Particularly for me, it's under eyes and a little bit around my mouth, as you can see. So I always use a color corrector. I am nowadays using this dark under eye brightening corrector. So yeah, you can use any color corrector you want. I always take it with my finger and dab it wherever I have a little bit of darkness. With the color corrector, always make sure you use the least amount possible. And of course, if you need more, you can always build it up. But start with the least amount possible. Otherwise, it will peek through your foundation, and that is not a nice look. And mostly, the warmth of your hand, always melt it into your skin so that it's a part of your face and it will not get mixed up with your foundation later on. Make it more orangey or darker than the shade you actually like and you want. Okay, now for the foundation, I have taken it on my hand. I generally mix two colors to get the perfect shade for my face, but you can use your favorite foundation, whatever you like, whatever suits your skin. And then I'm using a damp beauty sponge. You can use any beauty sponge you like. And the step is, go on the flat side or whatever side you use of your beauty sponge, grab some Fix Plus and spray on it. Majority of the time I use the Max Fix Plus, but you can use any glowy or luminous skin mist on your beauty sponge. I'm going to dab that on the back of my hand like that, pick up the product and start applying it on my skin. Just bouncing it all over your skin to make it go, to all the corners. So now I have applied it to half of my face. You can see the difference. I just love this feeling, when all your decoloration, darkness, spots will be gone and it's a flawless base. And when one side is complete, I will repeat the step actually. I will take the Fix Plus spray again, spray it on my sponge, take some more and start doing the thing. You can use, if you want, you can leave your eyes for an eye base primer or concealer or anything. I always go with my foundation on my eyelids. I don't know, it's the way it works best for me. Don't ever forget your neck, otherwise you will look detached from your body, which you don't want. Always make sure whatever foundation, whatever shade, whatever products you are applying, drag it, down to your neck. Don't forget your nose, Sometimes we don't have time for blending, and when we go out in natural sunlight, we'll see that, we get some deposit here on our neck, or especially this area, as you can see now also, it is missing. So yeah, take care of these points to get that flawless base. I just love, dabbing this flat side on my skin. I don't know, it's a very satisfying feeling for me. That's why I like this sponge a lot more than my beauty blender also. For a full coverage, I had only one layer of foundation because I actually used a very full coverage foundation. But if you want more coverage or less coverage, you can, build it up later on, but don't put a lot of product in one go on your skin. Slowly build it up, otherwise it will look too cakey and too heavy, which you don't want. Moving on to concealers, I'm using these two concealers. The medium I'm using near my under eyes, this area, to the high points of my face. A little bit here. If you are under 25 and watching this video, this step is not required at all because you're still blessed by God's grace. And then the other one, it is a tad bit warmer from the earlier one. It will give that gradient finish to my under eyes. Now for blending it, I'm going to repeat the same step. I'm using this tiny beauty blender, and it's not a beauty blender, it's sponge from some other brand. Okay, and on the pointy side, I'm spraying some Fix Plus. And if you notice here, like I have put the concealer below my eyes. I haven't put it here, and I will, bounce it towards my eyes. In this way, I will not deposit a lot of product near my under eye. I don't want to look at very cakey. So this is another little tiny steps which if you will follow, you will get that most flawless skin. Sometimes people look pretty, they look good, but sometimes they look so wonderful and flawless. These are the little steps and tricks and tips which makes a whole lot of difference in your foundation routine. And now, how much you want to brighten your under eyes, again, it's a personal preference. Personally, I don't want to be, it's like very bright and very, puking through your face. I just want it tad bit brighter than the rest of my face. So I use medium. If you want more brighter, you can use light, medium, and other products, depending on your skin type. Highlighting the center part of your face, your nose, your high points, your cupid's bow, in this makes a lot of difference to the structure of your face. You look very, you know what I mean, you get it, right? So yeah, I will never stop doing it. Just some steps I do irrespective of trends. And if there is, a tad bit difference between your complexion and your foundation color, then make sure you get the pointy sides and do that borders of the nostrils. Sometimes we see it's a complete different shade here and your nostrils borders. Yeah, do take care of these points. Coming to the contours and bronzers, you can decide you want it to be cream or you can directly move to the powders. I will go ahead with the cream because I like it that way. So I am using this NYX Modest. I'm not talking about the products. I'm not talking about the products. So I am going with a contour for my chin area because this is one contour thing I cannot live without. And because it's a full coverage foundation, I am going with heavy-handed contouring, and then I'm going a little bit of contouring here. This I do because I have a round face. It's totally optional. If you want, you can leave this step. And then I'm taking one more beauty blender on the flat. I always like the blenders or the sponges with the flat side. I don't know, I think in this way I have much control over how I want to blend it. Starting with this area. If you can see the shape of the sponge I'm holding, because I have round face, I want this area to be shadowed. So I always take the contour in this way so that it forms a shadow in this area of my face and it will look less rounded. If you can see, I hope you can. Okay, you can see it has a little bit of shadowiness. Same with my forehead. I never go in this area for contouring, but in the end, whatever is left on my sponge, I just dab it on my hairline just for a little bit warmth. And then in the end, I go with my chin area. Whatever is left on your blender, you can always, give a little bit contouring to your collarbones. If you are wearing something like this with little deep neck, this is a great trick. If you don't want to go heavy-handed with your collarbone drawing and everything, just a little bit of contouring there and you will look more snatched. Now at this time, I am just done with whatever liquids I'm gonna be using on my face. If you want to have a liquid blush, go on now. Otherwise, I am done. Now we are going to move on to powders. Okay, for powders, I generally use two kinds and three colors of powder to set my face. One, I use a setting powder for whole center area of my face. Then I use a much lighter loose powder for my under eye area and for the center of my nose to the high points of my face. And then I use a bronzer in a powder form for setting these areas of my face, right? So let's start. So now we are taking the other side of the blender where I have not sprayed much, And I'm taking one pressed powder or a finishing powder, taking it from the pan, just dusting it off on my hand to make it even, and gently pressing it all over my face wherever I don't have any kind of contour on. Okay, one step here, I think I accidentally sprayed my Max Fix Plus on the other side as well. So what it did, it just created a wet, ducky kind of layer on your powder, and it just spoils it. So yeah, that's a point to notate. Never use any fixing spray on the side of your beauty sponge if you're applying for the powders. So what I'm going to do, although it's spoiled now, I'm taking it in a brush and just dabbing it everywhere. Although going with a beauty sponge, damp beauty sponge for your powders is the best way for the most natural and pressed finish, but because I have already spoiled it, I have no one to speak, but you get the point, right? Okay, so the powder is all set, and you can see what happened to my pan after I dabbed that Fix Plus spray here. Shit. Thankfully it's a mini one. So once I have applied it with a brush, I am going to press it very, very lightly with my beauty sponge, and we are just patting and rolling. We are not dragging anything anywhere. This will just melt everything together, and it will not give very cakey or powdery look, and I don't want to go very matte also. Now for my under eye, I'm going to take much lighter loose powder on this kind of powder puff and just evening it out on your hand and going very near your under eye area. Again, just patting, pressing it into the skin. Never ever try to drag anything whenever you are using a powder product. Same on the other side. Just press everything. Okay, now at this time I generally go for my eyes and my eyebrows, so I will quickly do it off camera and come back to you for the rest of my face. Bye. I am back. Now that my eyes are done, I'm going to warm up my face. So first I'm using a bronzer, a darker shade actually, just to set all the contour area. And I'm using this kind of angled brush. If you don't have this kind of brush, you can use this brush right here if you have whatever, like which has a particular angle, so that you can have control over contour or bronzing area. And I'm using it here, basically the hollow of my cheeks. This bronzer is very, very much pigmented. This bronzer is very, very much pigmented, so you need to use the lightest amount possible with this one. I generally don't like to bring a bronzing product up to here near on my cheeks area. I generally try to keep this area as flat as possible, maybe because of my face shape, and this is how I like it on my face. So it's up to you how you want to do it. And for the blush, I am using very peachy shimmery shade just to the high points of my face. Very little of, just to bring a little flush of colors, little bit of blush on the nose doesn't harm anything, right? Now for the highlight. So I'm taking my damp beauty sponge and dab it on the highlighter. This is looking like this. Just dab it on the high points of my cheek. Same on the other side. Then once it is applied, just take the excess off from the sponge and go over it again to just tone it down. This way you apply the smoothest highlight possible. If you want, you can apply it by the brush, but I like it. It kind of melts into the screen. It kind of melts into the skin with the beauty sponge. So now that the look is complete, the last step is setting your face with a setting spray. Now it depends on you, what kind of skin texture you have and what kind of look you want, and for how much time you want to keep your face like this. If you are wearing the makeup for longer hours, you can go for a good setting spray. One is from Morphe, Urban Decay, All Night Longer, and all those setting spray. Generally, I don't use those setting spray because I don't keep my makeup more than 3 hours or something. Anyhow, so yeah, I just avoid those. And if you want that dewy, dewy wet kind of finish, there are kind of dewy setting sprays available in the market. You can go for them, but remember, they have oils. I mean, they are like the oil in a bottle. So always read what kind of ingredients are going in that bottle to make the setting spray. To be on safer side, I always use this Max Fix Plus, because it is not a setting spray, it is a fixing spray, you can say, which just melts all your powder, highlighter, blush, creams, everything together, and your look is just buttery, soft, and everything is just blended into one another so nicely, so beautifully. This is what it does for me. So I will go ahead and just set it all over my face. And till the time your setting spray is wet, just try to keep your face as it is till the time it is not dried, because otherwise you will get the laughing lines and everything, because it will get a crack and the product will settle down there. So that is my final base which I wanted to create, and with this routine I can guarantee you guys it will be like this for how many hours you want it to be. It will look this flawless, without any cracks, without any discoloration, without anything, and it will be this flawless all day long. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is how you can achieve this kind of flawless base. It's not too matte, it's not too dewy, it is not cakey, it is not patchy, it is just perfect. I mean, it is full coverage, so you have the makeup on. It is not natural makeup, but yeah, it is like just the most beautiful flawless base you can have, and you will get the compliments on your skin whenever you go like this. So yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to show you in this video, guys. And if you want to check out more of my videos, the links are here. If you want me to try something else, want me to show you something else, please comment down below. And if you are trying this makeup and if you have something new technique which you love, I really want to know. Please comment down, and so that we can talk on that. Yes, that's it. Till my next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Bye.